Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're taking a brief overview, a brief look at the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. And here she is, the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. I always laugh because all these manufacturers have all these convoluted names. Why don't they just call it the OMD EM2 rather than the EM1 Mark II? But anyway, there we go, that's what it is. This is their flagship camera, and then next down from that would be the Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II, which is basically this one here, which I loved using. I still love using it, and I just love the grip on it. So I then decided to buy the EM1 Mark II because it's got quite a few advanced features over the EM5 Mark II. I'm getting fed up with these names. And two of them particularly is 4K video shooting, which this one has, that one hasn't, and an improved 5-axis image stabilization. So I was very keen to see how good those two features are. The actual operation of the camera is very similar to the EM5 Mark II, so it's worth taking a look at the review of the EM5 Mark II. It's got many function buttons. I mean, the camera it's got a plethora of function buttons, and they're pretty much all assignable to whatever function that you would like. And it's even got 2 function buttons on the front here. How easy that is to see, I don't know, but 2 on the front there, which is ideal. And then masses on the top here. And you can do so much with this camera. There's no way I can go through what you can do with this camera. You've got obviously your PASM dial on the top here, so you can set obviously program aperture, manual exposure, and it's got 3 custom settings, which is what the Sony has as well. So any of your favorite features or your favorite settings, you can go straight to it by clicking on to one of them. For some reason I haven't set them up. And then on the back here, it's got another, which is the EM52's got. It's got a lever position 1 and position 2, and you can set that up to how you like. So for example, on position 1, I've got it set up so my function buttons do certain things that are photographic related, and then in position 2, I've got it set up for video related functions. So there's peaking, histogram, audio levels, etc, etc. And that's one of the things I love about the Olympus. They've separated it, so when you're in video mode, the function buttons will do different things, or can do different things, to what they do in photo mode. And that is so handy. That is, people that use it as a hybrid camera will find that extremely useful. It's got the 3-inch articulating screen, which is reasonably common today, certainly on Panasonic cameras, and the EM5 Mark II has it. So if you're into vlogging, which I'm not particularly, but if you're into vlogging, then that's ideal. Face detect, autofocus. I have actually found, you'll see there's a clip of me doing a bit of vlogging, and you'll see how good the actual face detect autofocus is. Now, I don't normally do vlogging, but I'm just testing the EM1 Mark II. The built-in microphones and seeing how good they are, I don't expect them to be terribly great, but they might be okay for this sort of thing. I've got fitted my Leica Lumix 8-18 lens, which effectively is 16, what's that, 16 to 32, 16 to 36, something like that. I'm really interested to see how good the autofocus is on this Olympus. I'm also keen to see how the image stabilization is. It's actually quite a compact camera to hold. I wouldn't want to hold it for too long, but I guess I could just swap hands and do it like that. That's probably easier for me. Oh, that is actually easier for me, just holding it underneath. So, you know, for vloggers, this would probably be the ideal camera. I think you would need to plug in an external microphone, because I don't think this microphone is actually going to be, you know, suitable for it. And I've got it on shutter priority, so I'm letting the camera sort out the aperture. I don't want to muck around with manual settings, and I've got it on autofocus. But it's the image stabilization as much as anything else, because this camera is renowned for great image stabilization. All the Olympus cameras are. So, you know, just wandering around my garden just to see how good it is. So there we go. that's just a quick test of the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. I can go wider if I needed to, so that's okay, that's wide enough, but I can also go a bit tighter with this lens. I might want a more compact lens because it is, after a while it can get quite heavy. But it's certainly a lot lighter than my Canon 80D, which is over there. So yeah, ideal for that. A really good hand grip as well, and I do like the hand grip. So you know, I would say the handling of this camera is probably the best I've ever owned, and I really mean that. I do enjoy the Sonys a lot, but this one I really enjoy taking out because it's just fun to use. The autofocus is really snappy, really accurate, really fast, really good handling. It is micro four thirds, so you know, you are sacrificing you are sacrificing a bit of image quality for convenience, handling, portability, and those kind of things. And also it's much lighter because obviously the lenses can be smaller because of a micro four thirds format. Well, one of the advantages is micro four thirds is basically the size of a camera. It's weather sealed, so you can pretty much take it out depending on the lens. You can take it out in pretty much any environment. The EM1 Mark II has the most awesome touchscreen focus, or touch to focus, and I really like that with this camera. So you literally just touch the point and there you go, that's where it will focus on, that's where it will take the picture, touch, focus, and so on. What I also like about it, you can set it up so when you've got it to your eye, you can actually just move the cursor around using your thumb and that takes a picture. So up to your eye, and you think, right, that's where I want it to focus. Boom. That's great, and I really love that. The Sonys won't do that, but I'm aware of. Also in Playback, when you're playing it back, you can scroll through your images, which is really intuitive, a bit like using a mobile phone really. And then you can just zoom in, click on it, zoom in where you want to check the focus, and you know, and then zoom straight back out again, which is great when you're out taking professional shoots and you just want to quickly with a client, or you just want to check your images are okay. You can do that very, very quickly. Now it has got 2 SD card slots, so you know, for those of you that you know, require 2 SD card slots, which is great for a pro because he would require that, or she, and you can assign them to how you would like. Most pros would have them, so slot 2 is a backup of slot 1, which would make sense. I haven't done it that way. I've got the still images going to slot 2 and video going to slot 1, and that just suits me from a usability point of view when I get back to the studio here and upload them. It does, you know, 4K video, and it shoots cinema 4K video. So Olympus have, you know, they're realizing that there's a lot of people out there that aren't just buying cameras for the stills, they're buying cameras for video capabilities, and 4K is pretty much normal these days. Every camera really that comes out should have 4K, and Olympus at last have put, although saying that, the EM5 Mark II's got a microphone and headphone jack on its grip, but the camera itself has built-in microphone and headphone jacks, and again, I don't know how easy that is to see, and you can assign the audio levels manually, which is tremendous. You can't get an XLR adapter like you can with a Panasonic and a Sony, but you can still plug microphones into their headphone jack, so that is excellent. It has a few quirks though when it comes to video filming, and one of them is really damned annoying. So we'll just go quickly through that. In video, it shoots amazing 4K video. In addition to that, the image stabilization is excellent. When you're shooting video, in certain modes, in manual is fine. So you set your aperture and your exposure manually on here, that's fine. But when you go into something like shutter priority, and when I'm out and about, I just want to set it to 1/50th of a second, set it, and then let the camera sort out the aperture. But the damn thing goes into auto ISO. And that really frustrates the hell out of me, and I can't fathom out a way of taking auto ISO off, because it doesn't tell you what aperture it's set in. So in shutter priority mode, you ain't got a clue what the aperture is being set, presumably mid-range, I don't know, but it's adjusting the ISO. And I really find that frustrating as hell. In manual, it's completely fine. You can set the ISO manually, the exposure, the shutter speed and the aperture. But there are times for me where you want to pick it up and grab some quick shots. You don't want to be messing around with setting the exposure, but you want to make sure the shutter speed is set to 1/50th, here in the UK anyway. No, other than that, the 4K video is really good, and the image stabilization is really good. And the audio preamps seem pretty good as well. I won't be using this camera as my main video camera because of some of those things that just annoy me, you know, some of the features, I don't know. It's got art features in it, so art mode, art features, art for taking fancy images. I don't mess around with any of that. Apparently, they're meant to be really good as a fun thing. Only in JPEG, I shoot everything in RAW. But there we go. That's the very quick. Oh, the record button is in a nice position. It's on the top there. Great. Again, if you're vlogging, that is the perfect position to have your record button. So, you know, Olympus have done well there. They've designed the, you know, say the handling of it really, really well. You know, I can't fault it. I really can't. I don't think Olympus ever designed this to be a video camera. It was never going to be a GH5. What it is, a really high quality hybrid camera that does great stills and great video. So, you know, if you're looking for a more flexible video camera, then this definitely isn't the camera. It's got a high burst rate. It's got so many things going for it that I haven't gone into in this review. This is very much a quick, you know, a very quick overview of it. So that's my quick first impressions of the Olympus OMD EM1 Mark II. If you have any comments, please leave any comments below. I really appreciate them. And if you enjoy my videos, please hit the subscribe button and the like button. I do enjoy doing them, and it makes it well worthwhile doing them. So many thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks very much. Bye for now.